Hello everyone, welcome back once again. This is lesson 7 of our tutorial, that's Microsoft Excel for beginners. Alright, so lesson 7 we'll be learning about flash fill in Microsoft Excel. Okay, and flash fill is known with the keyboard shortcut Control plus E. Control plus E. Okay. Alright, so Control plus E. Now, when we talk of flash fill, okay, flash fill is another powerful data management tool, okay, that helps us automatically fill data in a column, right, based on patterns, right. So what we have to take note is that it helps us automatically fill data, However, it is based on patterns, it detects in our inputs, alright, okay, so you have to take note of that. Right now, it is particularly useful for data transformation tasks, okay, such as, for example, splitting data, combining data. Can also be used for formatting data or generating data within a specific column or cell. Right now, flash fill, when it comes to flash fill, there are some key features that we have to note. Okay, so the first one is that it deals with pattern recognition. All right, pattern recognition, so you have to take note of that. So the features, the first one is pattern recognition. All right, so that's the first one. Right, so it's just like I said or written above. Okay, it automatically identifies the patterns in an adjacent column, right, and applies them to generate these data that we want. Right, then another feature is that it is very easy to use. All right, it's very easy to use. All right, so you don't need any formulas or coding. All right, however, it works perfectly, although its output might not be perfect, hence the need for us to check our outputs. But it's easy in the terms of there is no coding needed, nor any formulas needed to automatically generate what we need. The next one is with its versatility. Okay, so with versatility. Now when it comes to its versatility also, okay, you know that flash fill can also be used in cleaning data, okay, reformatting, as well as preparing data for data analysis. All right, so you can see how important it is. And it's also, another feature is dynamic suggestions. Okay, so it provides real-time preview as we type. Okay, and that's another feature of flash fill. So what we're going to do currently is I'll take you to 3 examples, right, as you can see in my tab over here. So I have example 1, example 2, and example 3. All right, so this data is taken from a main data that you've been working on so far in our tutorial. Okay, so if you don't have access to the data, a link will be provided, so you just use that link to access the data. Now, our data used for the example was extracted from the salesperson's column here. What we are first doing is to split the data into their first name and other names. All right, so first name and other names. Now in flash fill, the first thing we say is that Excel uses patterns that it sees within our data or adjacent column. So here inside Anthony Canley, I know that his first name is Anthony. All right, now Anthony. Right, now after entering the Anthony, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the flash fill. All right, to see. So I will hold my Control E. All right, so by holding Control and E, you can see that. So you can see that the data has been auto-generated without using any code or any formulas. All right, so when you come to this, you can see this button over here. We can choose our flash fill options. All right, so you can accept the suggestion, right, or we can undo the flash fill. Okay, now we can do same for the other names. Okay, so the other names, I know the other name for Anthony is Canley, and here I can also go ahead and hit Control E to autofill, and you can see that the name has been splitted for us. So Anthony Kennedy, first name Anthony, other names Kennedy. All right. However, one thing is that when it comes to flash fill, it also has its flaws, right? When the patterns are complex, right, sometimes it tends to give us wrong outputs. So you also be very vigilant about that. Okay. Now the next example we'll also do with combining data. All right. So we're combining data. We have the first name and other names, right? Then the full name. So here the first name. Okay, let me go and copy it from this sheet. All right. So I have Anthony. All right. Kennedy. Okay. So let me drag about it. Let me see. I think let me use these ones for it. Now, if I want to get the full names, okay, I just have to create a pattern that Excel can follow to do the flash fill. So I know the full name Anthony Canley. All right. So this is the first one, and I can go ahead Control E. Okay. So we looked at all the data next to your section and didn't see a pattern to fill in values for you. All right. So we didn't see the pattern. So let me check if I did any mistake or whatsoever. So let me find another one and see if the pattern can be identified. Alright, still can be found. Oh, okay, sorry. Instead of copying this, okay, instead of doing this, let me just copy them and paste the values. So let me paste the values rather. Alright, so then now I can see Anthony and all that stuff. So let's try it again. Okay, still. Okay. Let's try and see if we can still go ahead and okay. So you can see that now the pattern Excel have now identified our pattern. So immediately I start typing click and then you've seen that Excel has provided us a list. Alright. And that's what we talked about some of its features, the dynamic suggestion. So there's some of the suggestions that it has made for us. Alright, so you can see that after the third one, that's where Excel was able to identify the pattern within it. Okay. Alright. Now there are some let me say best practices that we can resort to when using flash fill. Right. So the first thing is we have to ensure that the first example clearly shows the desired pattern that we want, right? So the first example that we use to create a pattern shows the desired pattern that we want. And the next one, we have to also make sure that we have to double check the results, okay? Because with flash fill, it's not perfect, right? And it might sometimes misinterpret complex patterns, all right? So these are some of its flaws. And the next one is we have to make sure that we use the adjacent cells, right? Because flash fill works perfect, right? Or works best when the pattern is based on the adjacent data. So as you can see now, as the example, you can see that all the patterns we try to create or to give Excel was from the adjacent cell to make everything not complex, right? Then we can also try and combine it with formulas, all right? Because we can use the flash fill for quick tasks, but we can consider formulas for dynamic results also. Now we should also know that flash fill has its own limitations, all right? And these are some of the limitations, okay? So the first one is, so let me give limitation of flash fill. So we have static results, all right? What it means is that whenever the original data is changed, all right, whenever the original data or the source data is changed, there will not be any automatic updates for the data that we use flash fill to generate, all right? So there are no auto updates when source data is changed or updated. All right, so you take note of that. Now the second one is the struggle with complex patterns, and I think that one we've explained that one. And the last one is dependent on examples, because without example giving it a pattern, then flash fill can be used successfully. Right? Okay. Okay. Now, when it comes to flash fill, okay, I think let's just glance through some of the real life applications that we can use it for. All right. So apart from just these basic examples that we did, right, we can use it to for data cleaning. All right. So data cleaning in terms of reformatting inconsistent data quickly. Right. So where there are data which are inconsistent, we can just use the flash fill to do that. We can also use them for report presentation, right, because we can extract and combine fields for summary reports. Okay. And the last one is we can use it to standardize customers' name, phone numbers, or emails. Right. So whenever, for example, if we have a report with maybe a person's full name, we can just use these ones to customize their first names and the other names and other stuff. So even the phone numbers, if we want to format phone numbers maybe by using a different format, we can also use the flash fill to also do that. All right. Now, flash fill it helps in saving time. Flash fill helps in saving time, especially for a task that be done repetitively. All right. So it also simplifies data preparation with minimal effort and no advanced skills, and as well as mastering this flash fill also helps in working effectively or enhance productivity when you are working with Microsoft Excel. Right. So this will be the end of this lesson. We thank you very much for watching, and subscribe to the channel so that anytime we upload a new video, alright, you'll be the first person to watch and also be part of completing such a successful journey. Thank you very much.